We're going to get the green flag here in round number 9 of the ARA Kool Seal Short Track Challenge. Restart on lap number 84.
And a 00 Kool Seal car, trailed by Wesley Huffman with Scott Millington. Binky Bollinger now in 4th, and Josh Richardson comes to 5th.
Oh.
And a challenge for the lead.
Trading a little paint.
Yeah, a little bit of letting you know I'm here, and I want that spot.
Well, before we went to break, I wanted to mention that starting with Tri-County, the cautions, and it was a perfect timing for it. Cautions still counting 5 caution laps now and then stopping. They only count 3 and stop. So there's more racing on the track, more laps to race on the track for the win.
Exactly, and that is all key towards the drivers and the fans, and that's another unique part and aspect of the ARA Kool Seal Short Track Challenge.
Now you may, under caution, if you're at the track, you may see 10 laps under caution. Yep. Only 3 are going to count. And we got another caution.
Brad Means and Ashley Huffman tangle up, do that little duet dance where you hook wheels together and both cars spin, and there they go.
And the left-hand side of Greg Marlowe's, they just get together racing, and everybody goes to the outside.
Tim Weaver's got a new tire on, coming back from his flat tire that brought out a previous caution, and his car is pretty quick, but he manages to miss this one. And we've seen that happen a lot of times where 2 cars will pirouette together after they get their tires hooked up, right front to the left front.
And Greg Marlowe has to be having a sigh of relief here when they were in front of him.
Because he didn't hit anything, and Greg Marlowe has made a career out of hitting nothing, except the rear bumper.
No, he didn't tell you I didn't hit him.
No, I mean, on direct side. I just touched him ever so lightly. Yeah, we've heard that before, too.
We get the restart here on lap number 89. We go back in Greg Marlowe's car. He's still following Stephen Light.
And Stephen Light's telling him, go racing.com. Come on, let's rock and roll. Let's go through this field. And look at that car. It is hooked up like it's on a rail. The kid turns it. He doesn't have to turn the wheel but once or twice, and it's through the turn.
I don't know what it is, but from the very first race we were here at Tri-County to this race, it seems like the groove has moved up into the second racing groove. The first time here, it was down at the bottom.
Well, remember, there have been a lot of race laps run over this track since we came here the first time for this particular series. They've got a lot of, the divisions are real deep in car count here. A lot of practice going on, a lot of racing, so there's got to be some rubber being laid down, even if it rains on it. And I know they've had a lot of rainouts.
Josh Richardson and Binky Bollinger battling for position. That's 4th and 5th on the track currently. The reason why I said something about that is when we talked to Karen Scholes earlier in the year, and other drivers, the fastest way around the track was right up against that wall.
Yeah, reach out and touch it with your hand, as she actually said. And now we can see people are going to actually pass using the second groove. It looks like it's about,
almost
maybe
the third groove.
2.5 grooves high on this track, and you can really, this is what the fans are looking for, too. Anytime you get side by side like this, you see the 77 car is pulling back up on the 79, and the 79 car has got a new tire because he had a flat tire, and when he replaced it, now he's got an advantage.
Yes, he does. And Billy Catfish Parker is moving up in the ranks as well.
You can't put these, they're not going to stay at the back forever. You know that.
Charlie Brown, and Charlie Brown got a little loose. Neil Browder to the outside in the number 78.
That's just a small example of why we call him Mr. Excitement. Charlie Brown always with a big grin on his face and ready to race. And Neil Browder is one of the most pleasant people you'll ever meet. Shane Wallace is the next guy to feel some heat from them. He's a newcomer. We haven't gotten to know him that well yet.
No, not yet, and they're going to try to work their way around one of our Tim Weavers because we do have 2 in the field.
Yes, 88 and 79. We talked about the red one and the blue one. The blue one is out there right now.
Another driver that's having a decent run is that driver right there, the 59 of J.R. Robbs, and he has Greg Marlowe behind him. And when you look in your rearview mirror and see the 07 behind you, you got to get a little nervous.
Not only that, he's not like Tim Flock. He's got a monkey riding with him, and he wants to shake it, and it's on his back. So he doesn't want to tangle up with Greg Marlowe right now. These two guys, they're giving each other all the respect in the world. Binky Bollinger is giving Josh Richardson the lower lane, and he can't make it work with his car.
Josh looks a little bit looser in the corners than does Binky Bollinger. Then that last time at 3 and 4, it looked like he slid up just a little bit.
Yeah, and the number of times this series has been here and seen this young gentleman race, they know he is proving to everyone that there is a groove and a half above that low line.
Got to give it to the guy in front of these two, Scott Millington.
Yeah.
And he just comes in second race, and he's in the top 5.
One of the very, very, very quiet people. You didn't hear a lot of him. Even the roof on his car is not painted. It's bare metal. And he doesn't have his name over the doors or anything. He's just got a beautifully turned out race car with a strong motor, and he just quietly goes about the business of running up front.
Greg Marlowe, your points leader, trying to get back to the front. In front of him, Kenny West in the 43, one of the lapped automobiles.
And the 79 of Tim Weaver out front of him. So we got ourselves a little bit of action here with Marlowe checking out that second groove. Maybe that'll free his car up a little bit if he's forced to go up there. But I thought I saw the nose dart towards the wall on that car yet again.
And Greg Davis still your leader with Wesley Huffman sitting second, Scott Millington third. Those 3 cars pretty close to each other. Here comes Binky Bollinger trying to reel those 3 in.
And there are 3 distinctly different lines on all 3 of these cars as you watch them go through the turn. Wesley Huffman is starting to take a middle to second groove, while Greg Davis is still trying to pound it down low in there and reach out and touch that wall with his hand. You see him coming all the way down against the wall, and the other guys are skating up a little higher, but all of them are running fast.
In that 6th spot, just outside of the top 5, is Billy Catfish Parker, and he's worked his way up from the rear of the field as well.
And we're back to our 2 guys who can't shake each other, and they're having a great time. I mean, this is what racing is all about, and that's what these guys are doing. It looks like Charlie might have a little, Charlie Brown might, no, look at that. The nose of the car kicks up the track, and he has to back out of the throttle.
If my statistics are right, this is for 7th and 8th spot, and Neil Browner holds on to 7th. Charlie Brown right now in the top 10.
Now I know why Charlie Brown blows out right front tires so often. He pinches that car down and tries to ride that rail all the way around there.
The 2 cars behind him, Shane Wallace and Tim Weaver, are lapped automobiles. Go back to 9th place to Greg Marlowe in the 07 as we go back inside his ride. I love looking at the front windshield.
Yes, definitely. It's the only way to see the real action that goes on and what a driver sees. And we've seen him miss more wrecks than anybody out here. I hope he doesn't have to avoid another one, but if a wreck happens in front of him, it's going to be exciting.
It's the only way I ever see a PMC race through the windshield. It's through the magic of TV.
I have seen it through the windshield a couple of times. Once in a late model stock car, but I wasn't going fast enough to actually kill a bug if it hit the windshield.
No comment.
I saw
that race.
Not like what Greg Barlow is doing. He's a bug squasher right now.
He's trying to get to the front. He at least wants to get to the top 5. And Stephen Light spins. That's going to bring out another caution here on lap 111. We'll be right back with more of the ARA Kool Seal Short Track Challenge. We get the restart on lap 111 of round number 9 of the ARA Kool Seal Short Track Challenge here at Tri-County Motor Speedway. Your top 5, Greg Davis, Wesley Huffman, Scott Millington, Binky Bollinger, and your 5th place car, the number 77 of Josh Richardson. Oh, and they get together.
Car. Yes, there's heavy contact coming out of turn 4, and everybody saves their car, but that opens the door
and Scott
for Scott
Millington gets into the side of him as well.
It's got to be the hottest seat on the track is the 00 Kool Seal car right now, as Binky Bollinger also tries to squeeze underneath as the whole, he got shoved to the outside, and the whole group.
Well, let's go inside Greg Davis's car. There you see the bump from Wesley Huffman. And going into turn number 1, once again, bumped in the side. Scott Millington gets a piece of him.
He's got to be feeling
Josh
like
Richardson
a ball bearing.
Billy Catfish Parker goes by, and I think one of the losers in this was Binky Bollinger. He lost 2 spots.
Yeah, he's got to be feeling like a ball bearing in a tin can right now, the number of shots he took. But hey, it's close quarters, it's tight racing, and sometimes you got to move somebody.
You got to give it to Greg Davis. He held on to that car.
Yeah, there's the 86 and 77. They're doing a dance and holding on to their cars as Catfish Parker and Josh Richardson battle for that position.
It's easier to get paint by going to the paint store. You don't have to rub it off somebody else.
Yeah. No, go ahead and rub. And look who's coming in that second groove again. Binky Bollinger is trying to bring his car back, and Greg Davis is trying to make a comeback too. But look at the distance that the 5 has opened up on Scott Millington. He's got at least 15 car lengths now. It
is Wesley Huffman and Scott Millington, 1 and 2. And then Josh Richardson and Billy Parker battling out for third and fourth, and here comes the number 97 of Binky Bollinger rounding out the top 5, and 6th is still Greg Davis. And then you've got Neil Browder and Charlie Brown, 7th and 8th, and still in 9th is Greg Marlowe.
Yeah, just look what is happening here. I mean, these guys, one of them's down low, the other one's up high, and Bollinger's car just handles so good up there that he's going to follow the high groove. Normally, you'll see a guy follow the guy who's going low, but he's going to try to go around the outside.
Back in Greg Davis's 00 Kool Seal Monte Carlo, and he is trying to get back to the inside and get to the front.
He's got the low line. He's trying to hang his left arm out and touch that wall. You saw the nose of his car dance all over the place.
I tell you what, I just saw Billy Parker and Josh Richardson getting together once again. And another caution. Number 10 loops it once again. That's the second time for him.
Shane Wallace? Yes,
Shane
that's
Wallace.
Shane Wallace, he did it. Restart, and we have got, once again, Wesley Huffman getting a good jump, and now they've caught Scott Millington, the 77 of Josh Richardson, and Catfish Parker. They've caught him.
Restart and caution on lap 119. Hello.
Uh-oh, we got a little twitch there, and then the 97 and 00 get together, and everybty tries to take avoiding action.
What a
mess.
melee.
What a mess on the front stretch, but very little damage.
You got a...
the official is leaving town. I don't blame him, because look at the 07 car take a slide through this frame.
Man.
Can you believe that?
Greg Davis, Binky Bollinger,
Greg
Marlowe, Charlie Brown, all involved in this incident, and we're going to see it right here. Binky coming down just a little bit, it looks like, and Greg going up a little bit.
And what happens there is you get a hood wrinkled and a fender wrinkled, and somebody's got to spin.
I think a big part of it is they saw the action up front with Billy Parker and Scott Millington, and they may have checked up a bit. We'll look from Greg Marlowe's vantage point. By this time, look at Charlie Brown. He is standing on the binders.
You see sparks coming out of his brakes, and we call this an advantage point. Well, Greg Marlowe's not thinking there's any advantage of this, except he can see where he's been in just a second.
He's turning around. He says, well, now that I missed it, let's turn around and let's see what happened.
Let's see who's behind me. There it is.
Let's just keep going. I'm going to do a 360. I'll just keep on going.
Yeah, we might not have seen him, but on the way out, he lit up his tires, and he tapped the wall.
There it is right there. Josh Richardson actually in the back of Scott Millington, who gets into the side of Billy Parker, which starts the chain reaction with Binky Bollinger and Greg Davis.
We think he could possibly have checked up when he saw what was developing in front of him, and Greg Davis was right on his quarter panel and couldn't see a thing.
I tell you who just barely missed it. Neil Browder just did miss it, other than Greg Marlowe.
You're talking about the guy who's going skating. I mean, Greg Marlowe.
Well, also turned around, Stephen Light and the 43 of Kenny West. Didn't see them.
There's Charlie.
He had nowhere to go. He lit the brakes up, though.
Yeah,
and the worst part was he was running in the top 10.
Exactly. And we get the restart, and Wesley Huffman gets a good jump again and leaves those three guys right there who've been all over each other once before in that last melee.
Whoa, and now J.R. Robbs and Neil Browder getting together.
And, of course, guess who's there?
They're going to do that right in front of Greg Marlowe. Greg Davis and Stephen Light just behind them. They're all on the lead lap.
As we're looking for the leader, and we'll find him in just a second. There
he is. There's the leader.
I got him, Wesley.
And Billy Parker is in second.
Billy Parker's all over him right now.
Third is Scott Millington. There's Greg Davis still in. Oh, and look at Neil Browder. Oh, and somebody runs up to the side.
Oh, man, did he ever get nailed.
That hurt. And that's going to bring out another caution. And on lap number 23, 123.
It's got to be green-white checkered to finish these races. They must finish under green, even if you have a caution. And there's one coming out on lap 124.
Nope, that's not a caution.
He keeps going. Way to go, Neil Browder.
Now, we need to mention we do have a car not in the field that was running very well, and that is the number 97, Jerry.
Yeah, Binky Bollinger pulled to the pits after all this on-track action happened, and there was an altercation in the pits, and he was disqualified from the event along with his crew.
And Josh Richardson gets into the back end of the 86. We're going to watch it in slow motion here.
Now, that's first, second, and third right now.
Yep.
So Josh Richardson says, I smell a win, and I want it right now, so why not go for it? And, of course, Billy Catfish Parker was the recipient of that little nudge. Hey, short track racing, this is what happens when you come up off of a corner and somebody might check up in front of you.
It doesn't take much. Greg Marlowe's just wondering how in the heck am I missing all this stuff?
He wants to stay back about 16 car lengths and not get another wreck.
Wesley Huffman, Josh Richardson, Scott Millington, and fourth place currently is Greg Marlowe, and we're coming down to the last lap.
It looks like Wesley Huffman has got enough of a lead. Look at Josh trying to shoot through that gap, and he can't find enough horsepower or handling to do this.
Green, white, checkered.
Greg Marlowe's going to settle for fourth. He'll get a point or two because he took the invert on that has passed at least one or two people.
And just behind him, J.R. Robbs is in the fifth spot, and that's the way they look like they're going to finish. As they come across the stripe, Wesley Huffman is the winner. We'll be back in just a moment.